before the PP due date, I was peeing in the restroom, and Mr. Hager walked in, started peeing, and he asked, "How's your PP going?"
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that happened.
What's popping, everybody? Welcome back to the HIB podcast.
Oh yeah.
My name is Yassine Zafari, as you guys may know. My friend over here is Ian Wan.
Yo.
Over there is Nate Wise,
Of Australia.
or Nathaniel, and right next to me is Sam Kulikov.
Hello.
From Russia. So, folks, today we have an exciting lineup. First, Yassine and Sam are going to talk about some local news, or really international news on Reddit. Then we're going to have a week review, basically, what we've done over the fortnight. Then we're going to skip the interview and go straight to story time. This week's story, we've got personal projects.
PPs.
PPs.
Don't we all love PPs?
Then after that, we've got Ian's segment of global news, and then we'll finally get to Nathaniel's Wise. But anyway, shall we begin?
Yes, we shall. You sing, Sam.
Well, hello, everybody. Yes, so,
Hello.
as you all may know, Reddit is useful social media or a browsing platform.
People
and
use it, basically.
People use it for a bunch of things.
That's informal.
Today we'll be going back to the Today I Learned subreddit. And here, I'll just give you a little snippet of what's gonna... Basically, a fake U.S. embassy operated in Ghana for about a decade, issuing false visas and other documents until it was discovered in 2016.
Great. They know what they're doing.
Well, if it works, it works. I mean, my question is basically, how do they get the official, authentication and the stamps and whatnot?
Yeah, like, do they have access to records or something? Or were they just legit sitting there and saying, we're the U.S. Embassy, come here to party?
Man, I don't know. I'm not a Ghanese. I'm not a Ghana.
Ghana?
I'm not a Ghana. I'm sorry to all the people that are from Ghana that are listening to this. If you...
On another subject, Sam, what do you find on Reddit?
Okay, tonight we are going to talk about a really, really important event. The Area 51 raid.
Yeah!
Woo!
Woo!
Well, it's not really a raid, is it? It's more like a come and watch.
It was more like 50 people showing up to some tents in the middle of it.
No, actually, it was pretty cool. So, the first idea of the raid, a prankster on Facebook, he issued this public event on June 27th. By the end of August, I think. Oh no, just by the end of the event and the closing in on the event, more than 2 million people pledged to storm Area 51.
Yeah.
Of course, we...
That was a lie.
Yeah, that was a lie. But in the end, around 20,000 people gathered near Area 51's town, and they threw a big party.
Well, that was near like the town, but not like the actual Area 51.
They lied
Yeah.
to us.
I think around like 70 people actually went to the actual Area 51.
Yeah,
The
like
fence.
2 of them got arrested, but...
One
The Dutch guy.
Yeah,
For being in the middle of
public
nowhere.
urination.
oh yeah, that.
the worst
And I think
thing, yeah,
Florida man got killed.
Florida man doesn't
Someone
exist.
got killed.
Man, it's Florida. What do you expect?
There's
Florida
a
man.
Florida guy tried to storm in Area 51. And he got shot. And
Really?
He died.
I don't think anyone will actually...
No one stormed it.
Nope.
No.
I mean, if it was anyone, it was probably a Florida man.
It must be a Florida man.
Yeah, I
Either
saw
Florida,
it on Instagram. It's not anything substantial. So.
Florida
So-
man, Alabama man, or like Alaskan man.
Yeah.
Wait,
Oh,
are
in
we
the
being
end.
sexist now? It could have been a Florida woman. Okay.
Or woman, whatever, who cares? Mean review.
We're probably gonna cut it off. Because that was just like bologna sandwich talk.
No, continue.
Okay. So, just to summarize it, it brought us a lot of memes, a lot of really, really good memes. In the end, it still turned out quite disappointing. No one actually rated it. No one actually got shot. Europeans.
So disappointed.
We're sorry, Europeans.
Yeah, we're sorry, Europeans and Asians. Anyway,
That was a...
on to the next topic.
Okay, so week review. So folks, we've had exams, we've had hours of homework. Do you guys want to talk about it? Oh, you've seen. What do you get?
Oh, you can also talk about this. We had a Chinese test.
Chinese exam.
It was
not really exam.
It was a speaking exam, right?
Summative.
Yeah, I did pretty good.
Should we say what a summative is? Summatives. Do you guys know what a summative is? Rhetorical question, probably. But to reiterate, summative would be.
Okay, summative would be the one test or
Assignment.
thing that you would care about.
Yeah.
Basically.
We're not saying
We're rephrasing it.
We're rephrasing that because both tests matter.
Okay,
But-
fine. Summative and formative. Both of them matter, but summative matter more. They actually go into your grades. Formative, they're important, but
Not as.
not as.
Basically.
They're not gonna get into your grade.
Basically, you
Yeah.
can just forget about them. You only do them for the reputation of your teachers, I guess.
Well,
That's debatable, but all right.
that's debatable, but
For a later topic.
Yeah, so what was the point of a formative assignment?
It's practice.
Actually, most of it is practice, and okay, there's only one situation that you would need a nice summative score for a actual nice score. That is when you have a undecided undecided score of a higher score or a lower score. For example, if you have like a 5.5 or 5.4 in average, the teacher can give you 5 or give you 6, right?
Yeah.
So then she or he will look at this your formatives if you like got
But also
straight
your
sevens.
behavior and your attendance
of course,
and stuff like that.
of course, but mostly summatives. If you get like straight 7, straight 6, of course she or he's gonna give you a 6. But if you got like a straight 5 or anything lower than that, she might give you a 5. But if you're nice to the teacher, teacher is probably gonna give you a nicer score.
Yeah, anyway, kids, just do formatives if you feel like doing them.
Well,
Do
No.
formatives all the time if they're reasonable, and respect your teachers. Get a good reputation. You'll be fine.
Lesson of the day: do all your homework, kids.
Yeah.
And summatives are
So
important.
the Chinese Chinese was a summative. What did it entail, like language wise?
It wasn't that challenging, to be honest, because
I beg to differ.
let me finish talking.
Okay.
If you practice, like the teacher helped us a lot. Like she gave us many resources, such as the book and different Moodle
And we still
websites and
failed.
stuff like that. We didn't fail. We got 13 out of 16. dude.
Oh man! No, I was talking about the summative, not the formative. 13 out of 16. That was the formative one. The summative one was the oral.
Well, you don't talk about the oral.
No, the oral summatives are important.
Okay, so here's the thing. Yeah, okay, so...
We're still talking about the Chinese thing.
Yeah.
No, there's a lot of Chinese tests.
The oral was like... the actual presentation, because there's 2 parts, the presentation
there were
part
2
was
parts.
really easy. But then the rebound and the rebuttal part, because you have no idea what the teacher's asking you. It's like, okay, si, senor. And then you just pass.
The point is,
It's
of the
confusing.
second one, is that you should study.
Yeah, just study.
I mean, we studied, but you know,
not enough.
It's obviously study harder.
Yeah.
Oh, there.
Yeah.
You see how much Chinese can you
That's not important.
I'm at initial level, so yeah.
try to speak something. Just something.
Any number.
Uching budong.
For all of you non-Chinese speakers, that just means I don't understand this.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
And it's not in perfect pronunciation.
Who cares about the pronunciation?
Hey,
You
come
understood what
on.
it means. Now continue
No,
on.
Fine,
1.1 billion
fine.
people in the country we live in care about the pronunciation.
Anyway, continue on.
Continue
Yeah.
on. What I had was...
Ian and I, we had the math test.
Yeah, we did.
For the new, actually,
Wait, what classes are you guys?
we are in
HL?
AASL.
Oh, yeah.
So, I don't know why, but IB decided to divide the mathematics into application and
No, I think we talked about this last
And
time.
analysis.
analysis,
For
just for a reminder.
For some reason, they did that. And now... Okay, so basically me and Sam...
Sam and I.
Sam and I.
Got him.
Give an English 3 students some, break, whatever.
Fair enough.
Anyway, us two, we were in AA, which is the analysis one, SL, which is basically the old math SL. Yassine and Nate,
We're the dummies.
they're in AI.
And we still fail.
They're in AI SL.
We stayed for like 6
Story of
hours
my life.
straight.
And they are
Not
basically
doing
math
great.
studies.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Here's the thing.
Here's the
I don't
thing.
need math in my major, so
Obviously, some people don't believe
You're
that.
still you still want to do fine. Whatever. We're off topic.
Off topic.
Summative.
Summative. We just had a test. Test for the first unit. Functions.
oh,
It was kind of easy. I still got a 4.
Yeah, I mean for me it was kind of easy.
Projectile.
Okay, it wasn't that easy. I got some. There were some twaddles, but I got a 7.
Yeah. But the
Okay.
weird thing is, we moved on to the next topic, trigonometry. What I found really weird is that we are just re-chewing the same gum of topics that we were chewing since 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's kind of like IB because I basically did that in 9th grade and in 10th grade.
yeah, we're doing the same
we
thing
were
too. We're going
basically
over
chewing
shorts and stuff.
over 8th grade and 7th grade
But
stuff.
we're going to be learning stuff
Yeah,
next year.
we are
DB2.
gradually learning stuff because we are kind of building on top of each topic.
Yeah,
so
but
like
we
a
were doing
bit
this
by
really,
bit.
really slowly.
But yeah, it is really, really slow for some reason, and
But I can appreciate that, though.
yeah, it's definitely a solid thing to do to learn
Build up,
math.
yeah.
But it's not the most. Honestly, it's not the fastest way.
Yeah.
I can't say that it's
Definitely
the most
not the
efficient, but whatever.
So, any other like tests or quizzes that scared you?
We had a chemistry test.
Oh yeah.
Was that summative or full?
Oh yeah, it was a summative. Wow.
Already, and that's
Chemistry-
1 month.
I think all the sciences will hit you hard. They will hit you fast and they will hit you hard.
Yep.
But the good news is my teacher said that everyone fails the first few chemistry tests. So I don't. So I'm not sure if like the entire population just got a little dumber, or is it just that the chemistry and the sciences are just really, really hard.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Either or.
So yeah, we had a econ summative,
And
right?
we're going to have another one as
We're,
well.
yeah, and we're gonna have another one this Thursday. So now you can see DP pressure coming up. But what we did for that summative assessment was a basically mock paper 1,
Yeah. And
analyzing a situation and draw diagrams about supply and demand and equilibrium.
They've got an acronym for it, actually.
Yeah, for the paper 1 requirements, basically.
Yeah, DD.
D-E-E-D-E.
It stands for Define,
Define,
Explanation,
explanation,
Evidence, Diagram,
and evaluation.
Yeah. It's basically the format you follow when you're
Do
answering
we want to
these
go over
questions.
paper 1 and like
Paper
papers?
1, paper 2. Well,
Or level one.
yeah, sure. Papers. So basically, for all high HL subjects, you have 3 papers. For all standard level subjects, you have 2 papers. Now, these papers are not even in weighting. Like, if paper 3 obviously is going to weigh a lot more than paper 1 and 2, but they still do all have weight to your final IB grade. And it's your final IB grade that most of the time you have to worry about, unless, of course, you go to America.
Yeah, consult your handbook for it. So,
Yeah, so Yeah.
what are other summatives that we encountered?
summatives.
I think that's pretty much it.
No, I had 2 summatives this week.
Oh, your history summative.
History
Tell us about
summative. Say the first one of the year. Summative. I had it last week on Wednesday, I believe. Now, history is one of the tougher subjects, probably the toughest.
Some can argue that, but yeah, it is one of there.
It's got the lowest scoring average of any subject. So,
You sure?
yes,
Chinese A?
Chinese. No, even lower than Chinese A.
I don't believe it.
To the statistics, you can Google it. That's
Yeah,
the stuff you
Google
find
it.
online. At any rate, what we needed to do in the actual essay, we got to choose from 4 questions, all of which we got to see beforehand. And the way we did it is we could practice for it at home, or we could completely wing it. Now, if you practice it, it's probably more likely that you'll get like the structure down correctly, because you get comments on the structure, what you need to put in it, but you don't get comments on the actual content. So when the final essay rolls around, you have to use your base knowledge on. I chose the question. How did the following affect the outbreak of World War One? And it was the Balkan War, alliances, and mobilization. And that might sound very, very boring to anyone not in history, but actually doing it was great. And you have to look from different perspectives. So the Marxist perspective, the Orthodox perspective, or the revisionist perspective, or any others that you've looked at. And it was great. Ended up getting a decent mark on that. So
actually, like, just a tip about lessons. If you actually choose something you do enjoy, doing summatives won't be as boring. The hardest part is to start a summative. Then when you're writing it, you actually like get kind of interested in the topic.
Yeah, and then you just gain the momentum and it works. And we had another summative today, actually, on design technology, which was pretty good. We've gone over it before. And because these aren't going towards our final grades, these summatives are going towards our like term grades, isn't it?
Year grades, I think.
Year grades. So it is important. If you're going to America, it definitely is important.
Of course.
But for your final grade, this won't affect the summative, will it?
Which one? Oh, the final grades. Yeah. It's going to affect your transcript. Your year grade. But for the final IB grade, it's basically a test.
Yeah.
Plus IA.
Yeah.
I think so. So, speaking about, hard subjects, we had tons of tests, like summative assessments and whatnot, in Chinese. Chinese A. Chinese A. Nobody took high level, standard level. And it's still hard enough for everyone, basically everyone born in China to fail.
Yeah.
Well, depending on what's the, your definition for fail is, if it's IB, it's 3 for SL. In that case, nobody failed.
Well, what was it for high level? What's the failing grade? 4 for high level. 4
for high level. I was on the verge of failing because I got 3 for 2 of them.
That's not fun.
I know, that's not fun. That's seriously not fun.
Yeah.
It just outlines exactly how hard Chinese A, even SL, is.
Tough.
I mean, for all the summatives, I basically got top grades. Not bio because we haven't had a summative yet, but
will soon.
We will have it on this Thursday.
Yeah.
So everything else, everything except for Chinese, I got like top grade, and then the other one, Chinese A, SL.
Yeah.
3?
Oh.
Where did that came about? It's like, it's like a bamboozle moment of me.
Yeah, just all the sound.
I know. And it's not just for me. It's basically everyone. Everyone's got, like, terrible grades for Chinese. And it's kind of notorious in the school community in general. So, yeah. If you can not choose Chinese A, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Please, don't do it. But anyways, I think that's...
What we can take away from this is that it doesn't matter how long you've been in DP, you're still going to get summatives.
Yeah.
And you're going to get a lot of summatives, and they're going to matter, and you're going to have to study.
And some of them will be seriously hard, and if you spend like 10 hours for it...
Yeah.
You might still get a 3.
There's a reason why you're studying those 10 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So, wait, how do you guys study?
What do you mean? How do we study?
Homework. What have you guys been doing, like, hour-wise for homework? Like, so Sam, what have you been doing hour-wise for homework? Because there's a difference.
Usually, as I said before, the hardest part is to start it. Once you actually gather all your willpower to just write this one starter paragraph, you're basically set. Because you know what you're doing, you make your mental plan for the homework, and you can just, like, follow it. It always has this flow. And I am emphasizing on starting the assignment.
Yeah, not procrastinating.
Yeah, not procrastinating. Literally, if you start 3 days earlier, you're probably gonna finish at least half of it by the time you like flow with this assignment.
Yeah, for me, I mostly
hour-wise.
Like
a week.
What do you mean? Like how many hours do I contribute into doing homework?
Yeah, homework week. Maybe a weekend. How much do you
A
spend?
weekend.
Yeah.
Really depends,
only 3
but
hours?
maybe 3 hours? Is that how much you?
No. I spent. I spent the long holiday. The first entire day, I contributed just homework, and half. Of
Yeah,
the
maybe.
second day.
Okay, whatever the holiday is, maybe half of it. Maybe I've contributed half of the entire holiday into whatever I was doing.
Yeah. What about you, Sin? How much weekly? Like a weekly.
I'm kind of like
picture?
Sam. I have a problem with starting. But then once I start and get in the mood, so for example, I'm on my desk, I have my tea, I have everything's ready, it's all on. I'm like,
it's just game time, man.
Like once I start, I just finish it because I don't want to start and then you know what, I'll finish it 2 hours later.
Yeah, so
Because then 2 hours later, you know what, I'll finish it tomorrow. And then you take procrastinating.
Yeah.
So just the hardest part for me is getting into the mood of working. And usually it's around 3 a.m. when nobody's bothering me and just me, my music, and the computer. And I'm just typing away. But then typing away, it wakes up my sister and then she bothers me. So it's kind of like a paradox.
Siblings is a really big part of
siblings are awesome, just saying.
It's a really big part of your education because they will either annoy the heck out of you and delay your work, or they'll not annoy you and you'll continue with your work. If you have older siblings that have been through IB, they will probably help you a little bit.
Or make fun of you.
Or make fun of you.
How you stupid idiot, how can you get a 6?
But hour-wise, I'm talking hard hours spent.
Let's say math, for example.
Math.
Let's say I get 10 questions. Let's say I get 10 questions during the weekend. I would spend around maybe 4 hours finishing those 10 questions, and then I would take maybe an hour break, and then I would usually I would take a class, either Chinese or math, and then I would have lunch or something, and then I would just I would wait till around later that night to finish all the essays and stuff like that. So yeah.
Oh, groovy.
Yeah.
I think personally I spend about 2 to 3 hours a night doing homework.
Ooh.
That's not that much actually.
That's not that much.
It might not sound like much, but trust me, it feels like much when you're trying not to procrastinate.
Last night I spent just for the cast I spent maybe 5 hours.
Yeah, that's a big thing. But
anyway,
anyways, that's what we've been doing for most of the week. So So
how's the week?
Just to recap, what happened? Tons of summatives.
Tons of homework.
Don't do Chinese A.
Don't go into Chinese A. Yeah, that's about it. DP pressure's coming up. That's the moral of this.
No rest of the week is. Anyway, story time.
Story time. Personal project.
Friends.
Oh yes. Personal projects. As the only one here who hasn't done a personal project,
you watched. Yeah, you watched us do.
You watched us suffer.
I watched you sleepless nights.
Yeah.
You went 3 days without sleeping.
Yeah, I went 3 days without sleeping.
Anyway, that'll come later. So, folks, personal project. How did it begin? What was the anticipation?
Oh, I want to talk about that. 10th grade was the grade I actually came to IB. Well, not IB, the NYP system. And they just handed me this sheet of paper called Personal Project and said, yes, okay, you need to do this. I had no idea what it is. I had so many crazy ideas that I was going to do. And thank my intuition, I did not choose those crazy ideas. First, I think I wanted to make a tattoo machine gun, and then tattoo banana skins, and have an art gallery of those banana skins.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
How does that even work?
Then I wanted to make a homemade paintball launcher or something.
Man.
Yeah, that was fun. I have no idea what was running through my brain, but that was fun. In the end, I settled down on an easy idea of a podcast.
Well, easy-ish. It's not that easy.
Easy-ish.
As we would know.
Yeah, I did a lot of planning and not much actually working on a podcast. If you look at the timeline, we start school September. They first say go. Now you can work on your PP on October. And when was it due? Christmas?
Wait, which due? Do you mean the product?
The product itself.
The product itself is on early December.
Early December. Okay.
Or do you grade tenure?
Yeah. So I completely chilled out during October, September, November. Well, and I only
dangerous.
Yeah, I only started doing it by the end of November, and I kind of reached my goal. Yeah, I did reach my goal. So it wasn't that hard product-wise at all.
What was the project?
Podcast. A podcast. Yeah. So I'm experienced in this thing.
Wait,
so
how many episodes do you produce?
Three episodes, 20 minutes.
That's like one episode for us.
Yeah.
Oh, it was good.
Yeah, okay, it was good.
Yeah.
Yassine, why don't you just run through personal project for...
All right, let's
viewers.
go. Okay, let's get into the personal project. What do you want me to talk about?
Hey,
what was it?
No, do like a run through.
Of what we need to do for
What we
personal
need
project?
to do. What
Okay,
is
so
it?
personal project, there's like maybe like 3 things you have to do that are most important.
Mm-hmm.
The most important thing, of course, is the essay.
Yeah.
That will go on further later on. The other thing that we have to do is, of course, we have to make our product. And we also have to do a presentation. And what that presentation is, you get like this big piece of cardboard and you just show people what you did and
Present.
yeah, you present your findings and your research and your product and things like that. In terms of importance, the essay is the most important thing because that's what actually gets graded. You can have a terrible product but have a great essay and still get a good grade.
Yeah.
Which some people did.
Some people did that.
And you can even fail your product, but as long as you talk about it and you do really well in your essay, you can still get a great grade.
If you reflect on it.
Yeah, and the presentation is pretty much useless. Not useless, but like importance-wise and grade-wise because it doesn't get graded.
Yeah, so basically after you've submitted everything, you do the presentation. I don't think it's like mandatory or anything.
Presentation?
Maybe it's like a school thing. Some school might not do
Yeah,
it.
maybe some schools don't even do presentations, but grade-wise,
But yeah, we do it.
Yeah, the grade-wise, the essay is the most important thing. That's what gets graded. For my PP, my personal project, I decided to do to make weapons out of wood, of course, because making actual weapons is illegal. So what I did was make wooden replicas of ancient
swords.
Ancient, not just swords, but ancient weapons that people had.
Boomerang?
Different cultures had. I did Australian culture, Aboriginal culture.
Boomerang.
Boomerang.
Spear.
Actually, the boomerang came from Europe.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
That is lies and slander.
No, look it up, man. I did my research, all right? Okay, so I did a boomerang. I also did I did a katana sword. Obviously, Japanese.
Katana,
yeah.
Hannah Montana.
I did I did a spear thing. Well, it's like a spear fishing thing. It's really simple. Well, it's really simple to make, but like really useful. And it was the first reloadable weapon that humans used.
spears.
It's like a spear thing. You throw it, and it gives you more velocity because you're actually holding like a piece of. It's like a bow and arrow before the bow and arrow. It's like before the bow and arrow. And I also did a bunch of other weapons, and what these weapons helped me, they helped me like educate myself on like the different cultures and how different people use these different weapons for their different environments and different needs. And I made these weapons completely out of scratch. I made them out of wood that we got from the school, and I got help from the mentor, not my mentor, but the wood person.
Dude.
I guess we could call him. What's his name? The wood.
Which
one?
Responsible students.
Which one?
The one that works at the
Mr.
wood.
Yu?
Yeah, Mr. What do you call a person like a word
Mr.
master?
He's the master of woods.
He's a master workshopper.
Yeah.
Let's call it a
one that
master
handles the
workshopper.
That's
workshop.
not how it works.
And so what I did is I held an exhibition along with making the actual weapons as a product. My exhibition was quite unsuccessful because I think 3 or 4 people showed up. But hey, at least it was fun-ish. We got food and snacks.
Grooviness.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it for me. What about you, Ian?
Okay, so...
Personal.
Okay, before introducing my own personal project, I'm just going to briefly talk about the official, definition of PP. So I've got the PP Guide 2018 to 2019 here. Question: what is personal project? The personal project is an independent assessment that can be on any topic. Assignment that can be on any topic and take any form as long as it has a strong connection to one global context.
Wow.
If you choose to write the right personal project, it will give you the opportunity to share with others something that is important to you, to investigate and learn more about a topic in which you are already interested, and to grow incredibly as a learner and as a person.
5 centuries later. So you can find that all on
SharePoint if you are a BWYA student. If you're not,
good luck.
Can't help you with that.
You can see you can go to your PP coordinator.
Yeah, you can really go to.
Or if you're not affiliated with the IB at all, just Google IB.
Just Google IB.
You'll get the gist of it.
But if you're not associated with IB at all, you probably don't really care about it. Whatever. Okay, my PP project.
Your PP project.
I said PP.
Yeah. Okay. Before that, interesting joke. So Mr. Heger was the PP coordinator of the entire grade back when we were in 10th grade.
That's what, like 90?
So 60.
60, okay.
Yeah. So before the PP due date, I was peeing in the restroom, and Mr. Heger walked in, started peeing, and he asked, "How's your PP going?"
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that happened.
This needs to be burnt.
But
This is a short guide how to fire your teacher.
But it's fine. It's fine. It went well because that was like 3 days before the due date. Everyone was panicking,
not sleeping at all.
But I'm done with it.
Yeah,
I wrote the report 3 days prior to the finished the report 3 days prior to the actual deadline, and it was pretty successful. It was like I got an 8, 2 7s, and a 6, so basically 7, which is great. What I did was basically I created a YouTube tutorial about how to upgrade the SSD, which is the storage on an old MacBook. On those old MacBooks, you can swap it out, get an adapter, and get a new non-Apple SSD
basically
in there.
just upgrading.
Yeah, that's what I did. It's faster, it's larger, and it's cheaper. Magical power. So I was interested in that, and
if you guys want to actually go and see his YouTube channel, it's Ian Wan. Made his video private so you can't see it, but at least get him more than 3 subscribers because it's pretty sad.
Hey, I got over 100 views on the video.
But we digress. Anyway.
But we digress. Anyways, that shows that was personal project. And okay, honestly, the video wasn't super successful since only like 100 people saw it.
That is quite
actually,
successful.
but somebody actually asked a question down in the comments, and I never replied. So maybe I helped one guy's.
Yeah, that's success.
Maybe that's a success. But whatever. Regardless of my successfulness on that project, I got a nice score. Why? Because I wrote a nice report. So that
moral of the story.
The moral of the story: write a nice report for your PP. That's how that really shows what's the emphasis on this personal project.
Now we segment to Ian's segment.
Oh, it's still me, which is fine.
Global news.
Global news.
Oh yeah, Ian's world news, brought to you by the man himself.
Yeah, I'm a sponsor. I'm a sponsor. I'll just tell you that it's sponsored. So take it with a grain of salt. Anyways, I want to do a little quiz.
Pop quiz. Oh, not anymore, please no.
Everyone,
yeah.
Tell us one thing that you think tell us one thing that happened during the past week that you think is like super important, like global news wise.
Area 51.
Yeah, 51 raid.
Okay,
How was that important?
Those are a thing. Nate,
what did I think was important?
anything that's semi legit.
Honestly, nothing's important in the news.
Come on.
Fight me.
Come on. Give
Seriously.
me a nice segue about.
Oh, Nestle just launched a luxury Kit Kat bar this
That
week.
sounds awesome.
Okay, that's a thing.
That. Okay.
Oh, iPhone 11 came out.
iPhone 11 came out. That's tech news. Give me something actually important.
Actual news. I don't listen to news.
You
I
don't
don't
listen
read
to
news.
news.
I don't.
Trump ordered a hold on his military 8 days before call with Ukrainian president. I'm not reading off of anything. This is just from my mind.
You are reading off.
Shut
of
up!
CNN.
I'm not
You are
reading off of
of
anything.
CNN.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, do you know the context of that story?
Of course.
Yeah.
But I'll let you elaborate more because it's your segment.
Fine. I'll elaborate on that. So, this is basically the top story on every single Western news outlet. Now we got AP in here. Trump ordered aid freeze.
More Dems push for impeachment.
Push for impeachment. Washington Post. Trump ordered hold on aid to Ukraine days before calling its leader. Officials say. So, why?
Why?
What is the context of this story?
I think you're taking my segment.
A few days ago, Trump, not mandated, Trump urged the president of Ukraine to investigate Joe Biden, who's basically the top poller in the Democratic primary. He's probably Trump's 2020 opponent. Trump ordered the Ukrainian president to investigate Joe Biden's son. Now, why is that? There were some controversies on Joe Biden's son and the Ukrainian president and their connections and whatnot. But the more important thing is what just came out. It was like a few hours ago, and the Washington Post broke that Trump actually held aid to Ukraine before calling the president to let the Ukrainian president investigate on Joe Biden's son. Now what is that? Now that is using the U.S. powers, and it's for basically his own enrichment. And
to ensure his own victory next election season.
Well, essentially that, but not directly. Now that is using the national resources to raise his profile on above the other candidates, and you know who else did that? Nixon. Yep. I don't need to say more. Used FBI to raid the opponent's campaigning office. Essentially the same thing.
So yes,
in the same nature.
Bit worrying, isn't it?
But it is a bit worrying. But what's more worrying is that it's not as big as Watergate. Like
it's not advertised.
The norm has been upgraded by Trump. So now that's not like
this doesn't seem that bad.
It's not like a breaking news, like a bomber news or anything. It doesn't seem that bad. In other news, Washington Post, it's regarding public safety. One accused teacher, 8,000 dirty images, a school's exploitation shows no place is safe from hidden cameras anymore. This
brings up questions of ethics. Safety versus privacy.
Yeah. So there were pictures of students, of course, including teenage 17-year-old girls and a pedophile. You can basically fill that in yourself. It's like a classic story, but
It's sad. That's a classic.
Sad is a classic story, but what's more mind blowing is that there are 8,000 photos. Like the sheer amount of pedophilic photos were
It's just terrifying.
crazy.
Just from that one person, or
just from that one person.
Wow.
The guy's called
the police away.
Raphael Shklowski. Okay.
Wait,
Oh no!
we get the Russian to say it.
Get the Russian to say it.
Give me the computer.
Raphael
Shklovsky.
Hey,
Close.
not that bad. He's 36. He's bold. Looks pedophile.
Hey yo.
No offense to anyone that's 36 and bald.
Sorry. He's just particularly pedophilic. Yeah. Okay. This thing just happened a minute ago.
1 minute ago.
1 minute ago. 1 minute
Breaking
ago.
news.
And I just got the notification from Reuters. Okay, UK Supreme Court rules Boris Johnson's suspension of Parliament was unlawful.
Unlawful. Oh my
So yeah,
God.
I
How
mentioned
dare they?
I mentioned what Boris Johnson did
Do you guys know who Boris Johnson is?
British PM.
Britain.
Yeah.
Not Britain, but yeah, Britain.
Yeah, head of state.
Your mom.
Basically the same thing. I talk about Boris Johnson and what he did last episode, so if you want to know it, check it out. I'm just gonna mention that real quick because it's a big thing. Anyways, I think we should do Nathaniel's Wise now.
Oh
right?
yeah, best segment of the. Also, I want to make a correction from earlier. Boris Johnson is not head of state. Head of state is the Queen. Head of government is Boris Johnson. As a history student, I'm legally obligated to say that. Anyway, Nathaniel's Wise. So, Nathaniel's Wise are just that. Wise, Nathaniel asks. Because why would one go through life not knowing why they're going through life? That is the logic behind it. So, I ask you, do we exist?
You lost me.
What do you mean?
You lost me at high.
Do we exist, folks? Guys, do we know that we exist?
Maybe I do,
No, we
maybe
don't.
I don't.
No one knows.
Why not?
I don't know if I exist or not. I don't have like proof that I actually exist. I know I think, but that like people can.
I
prove
think,
that I don't
therefore
exist.
I am.
But are you actually thinking?
Yeah, people can prove that I don't think that I don't that I'm not.
But maybe
actually
you are
being.
thinking, but are you not thinking? Can we prove that you're not thinking?
Yeah,
We can. How?
somehow.
Yeah. Wait, but your thoughts, they kind of never stop.
Yes, but everything else doesn't stop.
Yeah, that means it exists.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
So that never stops. That never stops being a table. There's a table, by the way, folks.
Yeah. That means the table exists.
The table exists because if it didn't exist, there wouldn't be a table there.
Yeah.
And the table is the manifestation of something that your brain is computing.
Yes.
And so it relies on the brain then. But because there is some aspect that is manifesting itself in your belief that there is a table, then something must exist. We don't know what it is, but something exists. And we can take joy in that something exists, can't we?
Well, I think I represent the majority of people. I don't care.
Why? Why don't you care?
I don't care if I exist. I just want to be a nice little capitalist thinking about money and doing good in life. Doing so-called good in life.
Good? No, good is based off of existence.
Everything is based off existence.
Exactly. Everything's
You can
based
say
off
that
of
for
existence.
everything.
Okay, then I exist.
We got him.
But it doesn't really matter, does it? I exist, I don't exist. I'm gonna be myself anyways. If I don't exist, I'm still gonna be myself somehow. In a non-existing way. But whatever. I'm gonna get a diploma. I'm gonna get into college. I'm gonna get some money.
As long as something exists, everything matters, though. Because everything is merely a manifestation of
Well,
that something.
not to me.
Not to you.
Not to me.
Not to you. Well, it doesn't matter to you, but you're merely the manifestation of that something. Whether it be your head or whatever, that's electro
Yeah, so
impulses in your head.
then I am this limited entity of some sort, existing or not. Why should I care about it?
Well,
It is my job to, care about certain things and others not so much.
because if you're alive now, obviously you're not wanted dead.
You lost me.
You lost me. Alright, at any rate, folks, it's important to think about. Is it important that we know that we exist? Is it important that it is logical that we exist? What does exist? At any rate, we are done here. Hope you
we're
enjoyed.
done.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. Hopefully, we'll catch you on the next episode.
Hopefully.
Stay safe. Don't do drugs. Stay in school and have a good swell time.